I was then he sent me his wedding invitation. I honestly didn't understand the rationale behind it, but I just said thank God.
So like, is it like, where does this stem from? Is it just like their character? Does it come from how our society is built, or where do these things stem from?
There's something my dad likes to do. We don't have gender in the house. Nobody cleans after anybody in my house. They were talking on Facebook about asking whether if a man finishes eating, should he send his plate to the kitchen? And I'm like, please order an Uber. I identified as a feminist, but I didn't really understand the basis of it and all of that. Being in the hall, watch cartoons, then the ladies the one washing the book. No.
Yeah. Sorry, but because he has a D, like he has to be the one who is leading.
But in our society, it's like we teach women leadership, we teach men to live anyhow.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of the Spin-Off Podcast. And since you enjoyed the first episode with Odamia so much, we brought her back again into the studio. And today we're going to have random conversations about body shaming, women's career paths, how there are certain misconceptions and certain narratives in society that affect both men and women, really. So you're welcome, and we hope that you enjoy this conversation. Once again, feel free to drop all your comments, your questions in our DMs or on any of our posts on social media, and we'll be sure to respond to them as much as we can. So we're going to get right into the conversation. Enjoy. Madam, you're welcome back again to the studio.
Thank you.
So today we're going to have a conversation about a lot of random things, and I want to pick it up from certain conversations or things that I have experienced or you have experienced, some of the things I've seen on your status. So I'd want to delve into into some of those things. And but I think the first thing I want to ask, which is away from this, is that I've seen that you've written on your LinkedIn that you're Multipod. I think as a way of, our introduction, some of our new audience that have not really, seen you on here before, what does that Multipod really mean? And as you do that, you can just tell us briefly who you are. Yes.
Okay. A multipod, let me start from here. We know a tree.
Yeah.
So a multipod is someone that's like a tree with many branches.
Okay.
So someone that has various interests and they do all of them.
Okay.
Not necessarily in the sense that I do all of them and I achieve 100%, but I do all of them to the best of my ability. Okay. So if I'm in a space where I need to be a law student, I give it my best. Okay. If I leave the class and I enter the office, I give it my best. If I am sitting after work writing my books, I give it my best. Okay. If I'm posting on LinkedIn. So that is somebody that's a multiple, someone that has multiple interests, but is able to give each of it his or her best, so that you succeed at them. And that's why I mentioned it's not 100%. So it's not like being a perfectionist. It's not like I'm doing everything to my 100. Okay. It doesn't. Even people that just do one thing struggle to do 100. So imagine somebody. So that's basically a multipod. So as I said in the previous episode, I finished my law degree. I always say it because it's a big milestone for me.
Yeah, it is.
I've written my final exams, and by the grace of God, I don't fail papers, so I know I'm graduating. I studied for a degree in pharmacy, which I don't practice. If you want to know about it, watch the previous episode. Exactly. I talked a lot about it. I currently work in advertising as a digital accounts manager without a degree in comms or marketing or any of those. So that's just to tell you that the first episode, if you haven't, you see the way I'm looking at you, go and watch it.
It's very, very important.
Yes, because I talked a lot about my detours and how I went about it. So I wouldn't want to repeat anything I said previously because you need to watch it.
Exactly. Yes. So thank you so much for coming. And like I said earlier, today we're having conversations that has to do with our society, how society views women. And you actually mentioned it, that you are somebody who does a couple of things. And for all the things that you do, you try and give it your best. Now we're in a society where women are, expected to be caregivers. They go to the office, they have their business, all of those things that they need to do. And so I can actually say that women are, I'm not saying men are not multipods, please. But I can say that women are like the true definition of who a multipod is, because you see women juggling like so many things at the same time. Like she's cooking, she's taking care of the baby, she's washing, she's doing all those things at the same time.
And they still will not bend too.
Exactly. Yeah. So in a society where, there are a lot of expectations on women to be a lot of things, for you, how has you being a woman, your education, and I'm going to also take this from what I saw in your status about a man who said, I hope you're comfortable talking about it though, about a man who says that he wanted to marry you, but he sees that you're learning too much or you're taking, so he's gone ahead to marry and he's even sent you an invitation. How do those things affect you? And maybe you might be strong enough to brush certain things off, but there are women who are under those kinds of pressure. She wants to, really go to school. She wants to study, make something good out of her life. But then there are pressures from all over. Why are you not getting married? All of those things. So for you, I don't know, do you handle such pressures from people?
Yeah.
And how has it been for you?
Yeah. So the first thing is I actually have understanding parents who have not, we are three, my big sister, myself, and my younger brother.
Okay.
And my parents don't put that pressure on us that, hey, I mean, sometimes my dad will funny. I remember there was this time my dad came to my place and he was like, hey, Manu, they are like, are we too, opinionated and loud? Like, is that? And then he was like, well, I don't know, because you see, sometimes he would make that comment, then he'll come back and say that, well, when I listen to some of the young guys now, learn, go to school, do all the things you have to do. So, I mean, and that's been very long, when he made that comment, because when I finished my last exam like this, we had a very long conversation. Mine was not in the conversation. And it's me, my late 20s. Wow. He was just talking about, so BL, no, after you're done with your LLB, you have to do the professional course for you to become a lawyer. Okay. He's asking me about it, and he's like, so you want to teach law, so after that, the masters and things those were the things he was like. So I believe I've been privileged to not have parents who put that pressure on me. But even though parents don't, in the first episode, I talked about the fact that I have mates who have 3 children and all of that. So sometimes there are friends that you see them post, and sometimes maybe you would be talking to them and, let me ask my husband. Which is nice. Sometimes I'm like, Clark it. Yeah. But I mean, that's where I can say that the pressure is sometimes comes from, but for me, I see my life as mine and mine alone. My journey is mine. Yeah. So where I am now is where I'm supposed to be. Okay. If I meet a man who I believe that I can follow his leadership, I will still be doing all my things and get married, but I'm not also going to use that as a point to say that because it is not coming, I am sitting there waiting. Nah. Yeah. But I mean, about what you said, you saw my story, so my status. So this was a gentleman that I think he had a master's, 2 degrees.
Really?
Yeah. He had done the LLB too. So he has let's say a first degree in something, I don't remember. Then a master's in something and an LLB. Okay. So he started talking with me, and then I am someone that's I'm an open book. I'm very expressive. If you start, even my friends, when I'm talking with you, unless of course you are not someone I'm comfortable around. But if you are someone I'm very comfortable, we would have very long conversations where I'll be telling you a lot of things, like my journey, things that have helped me and all of that. So I have friends who intentionally just call me to listen to my stories, just to find a way to figure out certain things they face. So this was someone that I honestly didn't even think he liked me in the first place. So we're just talking randomly, and then one time it comes up in a conversation that, hey, if not because of how like opinionated you are, I would have married you. I'm like, hey, brother. I'm like, okay. So when he said it, I was like, oh, okay. So I finally retorted, and I was like, okay, well, it's good that you know you can't, because it's not that I'm going to water myself down, because for lack of a better word, my parents haven't watered me down, right? Yeah. They that gave birth to me, they've not watered me down. Exactly. So I don't see why somebody else should just appear in my life and just because of the fact that you're a guy who wants to marry me, I should water myself down. So funnily enough, he met somebody. And then I was there, the day I made a post, I was there and he sent me his wedding invitation. I honestly didn't understand the rationale behind it. But I just said, thank God. No, because if someone comes to you and they say they want to marry you, and then they say that because you're opinionated, they couldn't marry you, and now he goes to marry someone and he sent it to you, like, and so
he wants it to pain you.
Hey, the things that were supposed to pain me in my life, you think this is one of them? Hey, no, like, so I said thank God, honestly. Like, when I saw his text, I said, and I think I'm sure I posted, I said congratulations, and it was like thank you, and I was like, okay.
I think I don't know, where do you think these things stem from? Is it because for me, for somebody who is as educated as this man, I expect you to be very open-minded, to know that we are no longer in those days. So like, is it like, where does this stem from? Is it just like their character? Does it come from how our society is built, or where do these things stem from?
So there's something my dad likes to do in the house. My mom too. We don't have gender in the house. Yeah. My brothers, so I have one brother, but I have two cousins who also live with us. Okay. So everybody cooks in the house. Everybody cleans. Like, if my mom enters, I mean, sometimes my mom wouldn't really talk, but there are times that she would enter a room and she'd be like, I'm coming to call your sister to blast you. So I'll be there, my mom will call me, and Kweku has scattered his room. And then I'll talk to you and be like, hey, you come and ask me for credit. You come. Then we will just, funnily enough, and he'll go and clean it. Nobody cleans after anybody in my house. The only point where maybe, even now, my dad will finish eating and he will take his plates. Even on Facebook, I think last week, there was this, I don't know if it's this week or last week, but there was a time they were talking on Facebook about asking whether if a man finishes eating, should he send his plates to the kitchen? And I'm like, please order an Uber. So I didn't grow up like that. But there are sometimes my dad tells me that there are certain men that are not raised the way women are being raised now. Yeah. In the past, right? And this is like a bit of history. When the world wars were happening, I know this because I studied law. So we learned feminism under like two separate courses. So I took my time to actually read, because I identify as a feminist, but I didn't really understand the basis of it and all of that. So when we were doing it as a course, any resource they drop, I'll go and read it. So I was reading about the world wars. And there's an article by it's on the BBC website by one of the women that's also started to make the women's movement, women's rights and all that in the US. And she wrote about the fact that when the World War started, because the men were on the field fighting, women had to fill the gap. So women were being mothers, women were working in industries, women were cleaning the roads, women were like everything that had to do with the community. Women were the one that stepped into what men were doing then. And there wasn't any problem. When they came back from the war, it's like, I've come back for my job, so go back home and let me work. Yeah. So that is where it came from. Okay. So it's like there's a whole social construct of feeling that or thinking that there are certain spaces that men should be in, and there are certain spaces women should be in. Of course, if we look at biology, we can make that argument. But if we want to look at economics, we want to look at career, we want to look at life in general, we can't use biology as a determination of who should be in what space. So for me, I sort of had that understanding from that point that it is the society that has created a certain expectation for men to think that if I'm getting married to you, you shouldn't be more educated than I am, right? But we need to get to the space, and for me, that's why I thank God for my parents a lot. My brothers, the girls that are marrying them, they are really blessed. See, why my brother fries chicken for you? This is a free advert. He's in high school, please. But if he fries chicken for you, right? But my parents have like raised all of us the same, not the same in terms of like maybe school and all, but in terms of life skills. You can do everything. I mean, aside the fact that I can't clean the dogs because I don't like them, but aside that, weeding everything, I can do everything myself, right? So we've raised men not for like how the society is moving. We are raising boys like how we raised our fathers. In our fathers' time, the things that existed then don't exist now. Now we need you need to have a home where the woman has, the man has. If I want my children to be in some kind of schools, I don't want my children to pick church, for example. Like there's a certain kind of life I want to have for my children. So I want to marry someone that if we are not the same, I mean, you should have more, or I should also have more, so that we can provide those kind of things. But if we look at things from the point that, okay, I'm the man and I want to be the one that has more. Right now in Ghana, I think most of the banks now have their MDs as women. EcoBank, Stanchart, CBG. A lot of them. They are women, right? So just imagine that this person is married to someone that thinks a woman shouldn't rise to that point. So we need to start looking at our society as not the way our parents were. I mean, maybe you are a man that was raised with that kind of mindset. That is why you need to be progressive minded, and then also start to look at how the society is now, so that you can work on that trajectory.
And I think it's also, I'm not saying that it's only women that raise children, but you know, usually it's the women who are, you know, more involved in terms of raising their kids. And it's just like you said, your parents made sure that there were no like gender roles in the house where it's like you do this, you do that. And it's time for us as young people who are married or are hoping to be married, when we are raising our kids, we need to be intentional about that. And my mom, just like how my mom will let my brother go and do this, go and do that. So my brother too is like that kind of person who can, you know, go around doing his own stuff. And I think it's very important that we are intentional about raising our kids to be those kinds of people. And that you tell your son to go and play football whilst the ladies in the kitchen cooking.
Hey. Or you be in the hall, watch cartoons, then the ladies the one washing the book. No.
So we really need to be intentional about that. Now, still on the conversation on women, I was talking to a guy who said he wanted to marry me, and he says that our first child will be a boy. Our first child will be a boy. So I'm like, okay. I looked at him, then he saw the way I was looking at him, and he's like, okay, the second will be even if the boy is the second, he will be the head of the family. Then I'm like,
beautiful.
What's going on? And this is somebody who is very educated, well traveled. This is not somebody you come and say that, the person is from the village, the person doesn't know. No, this person has traveled the world. So I'm like, this mindset, like, where did it come from? How did we get here? First of all, who is determining the gender? Is it you or me? Or like, are you the one who gives the gender? And then like, what do you mean by even if the second he's second, like, so because he's sorry, but because he has a D, like he has to be the one who is leading. Is that how leadership roles are supposed to be? So
the first point is that we we need to get to a point where, like, as both men and women, we need to get to a point where we actually examine our thoughts. There are people that I personally, when the year is coming to an end, I actually sit down and think about how the year has been, and if I'm still the same person I was when the year began. I do that reflection a lot. I believe people need to start doing that.
True.
Because some of us, we have picked certain mindsets from different places that do not fit the current generation we are in. Actually, biologically, it's the man that determines the sex of the child.
True.
Because the woman gives XX, the man is XY.
Right.
So the Y is coming from you, the man. So if you don't give me Y, where should I go and bring the Y from? Yes. Well, if you don't bring the Y, I'll give you the Y. It's not the woman's fault. So if you're a man that even has that mindset, I mean, I won't have that chance, because maybe if I have the chance to sit with that boy, like, we will fight. But I would actually want to understand why he has that mindset. Yeah. Is it that the female child, and recently, and this is very, when I read it was too blunt, but someone made a post online that sometimes when she reads things from men, like about all these issues, legal wife, RNAQ, like divorce and all of that, it's like some men actually hate women. And when the lady posted it, I was like, hate is a strong word, but I understand her. Because sometimes you see people that talk about saying things about women, I'm like, you have a mother, like, you there if nothing. I mean, that excuse doesn't make sense when you say, but you have a sister, and I don't like to use that. But at least there's a woman in your life. Even if you were all boys, somebody gave birth to you who is a woman. So it doesn't make sense to me, especially for people that say, I want to have male children. Or because I think recently there's one of these African billionaires who they said their wife gave birth to a son, and then everybody under the comment was like, they understand. The man had like 6 girls, and he just had a boy, and they were like now that the heir of the family has come, and I'm like, so all the
others will be they are heir, they are from,
and you see, this is like a cultural contract that we need to relook at. There are certain things that in the past made sense because of how the world was. Yeah. Even, I mean, I think I made a post. My great grandmother, she passed 120, and she, let me just say, she was the one that taught me feminism, because this man had money, and like she said, she married 3 times. And when I used to sit with her when I was in high school, I used to go to my hometown for vacation. So I'll go and sit with her, and then we'll be talking, and then she remembered everything. No, tell me, I married this one, and he am a bonnie na me jaino, and I'm a worry way, and I am like she remembered the bonnie they did, and she told me, and she was like, she's not going to allow any of her descendants to go and marry somebody for them to treat them anyhow. And this was someone born in 120, better 1901 or 1890 something, and this was how she thought. So honestly speaking, I don't really think that there are the older people. It's not everybody that has that kind of mindset. It's just a few people, and we have internalized people's experiences. Because sometimes there are people that talk about marriage and divorce, and I'm like, have you married before? Right? There are people that talk about these things as though
they've been there,
but it's somebody's experience. It's good to learn from people's experiences, right? It's good to listen to people and learn from them and all. But we need filters. We need to understand that somebody has come online. There's a man that maybe he went to do DNA and all the children don't belong to him. And then because of that, I will not marry. Or if I marry, I want to marry a woman that doesn't work, because this man, he said the wife was working, and the man that had the children with him was the office husband. So because of that, you pick a part of that person's life and say that I don't want to marry someone that's a career person, right? Or maybe somebody had children, female children, and then the daughters maybe got married and something happened, so I don't want to have a female child. My first child will be a boy. Or I want him to be the heir. You know, there are people that also like give birth to boys and say that, oh, it's the boy, that's it. Then you see that it's the lady that maybe even because of you thinking that, oh, a man is the natural leader, you pay more. And that's actually, that's something I wanted to say in the beginning, that leadership is not something that you are born with. You are not born and then they'll give you leadership, then there's a crown on your head, then when you are coming for a mother's womb, is no. You learn it. But in our society, it's like we teach women leadership, we teach men to live anyhow. It's like the way when I was young, there was a time I argued with my mom because my brother did something and she was like, please, we don't do that here. Like, he has done something wrong. Let's correct it.
Yeah.
You don't use gender to say that you can do anything in her. But if it was me, you would sit me down and advise me to do it correctly, right? So there's that part of society which has made men have the kind of mindset you are talking about. And it's no fault of theirs, but when you pass the age of 18 and you still hold certain negative things that you were raised with, then you are the problem. It's not the society. Yeah,
I agree with that. So I want us to create a certain balance. Yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was talking about the fact that men, and coincidentally, in the morning or afternoon, somebody came to deliver something to me, and it was like boxes of fans. And I was carrying the fan, into the house. And he was like, oh, he feels so guilty that I'm carrying the fan into the house because I'm a lady. And so he got down to come and help me. It was like, as for where he is from, they cherish women. And in the evening, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. And he was like, women don't know how much men cherish them because there are certain things that men have been conditioned to like just naturally offer help to women. Anytime a woman is in like some small distress, if a man and a woman are in the same distress, a man will go and support the women, more than they would support a guy. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, that's actually very true. And
but
one of
also
the things,
problematic.
Why is that?
So if you can offer a female help, why can't you offer a male help?
So he said men have been conditioned that way.
So you have been conditioned. You have seen there's a problem with that conditioning. Why are you not doing something about it? In 2020 or 2021, there's a friend of mine, she's in the US now. She had this initiative called Boys Clinic.
Okay.
Where she used to go to various communities and talk to boys, and men sometimes would come in, and it wasn't a place where women. So sometimes when people say that you're always doing things for women, I'm like, please go back to my post. Right. So she reached out to me. I used to make posts. My parents are in Kaswa, so I used to make posts about Liberia camp because sometimes I'll go to the market there and I see how the place is, and I'm like, this is a ticking time bomb because these are people that there's not like education like that, but these people have phones. They are being informed but not properly. So people, they're just living anyhow, and people like that, it will get to a point that if maybe they are not getting money for something, they may want to go and kill somebody or steal or do whatever, right? So I was making those posts. So she reached out and she was like, oh, there's this initiative she has, blah blah blah, and she can see that I'm very passionate about this advocacy stuff, so she wants to come to Liberia camp to come and do something like that. So I spoke with my pastor in Kaswa, and then we had a session there. Okay. We had close to like 60 people, like guys coming in. So after we finished, we took their details, and then some of them said they wanted to learn mechanics, like they want to go to these fitting shops. Like they all had things they wanted to do, but the money to even go and register and all of that. Some wanted to go to school and all of that. And I remember there was I think one or two of them who also talked about abuse, sexual abuse, right?
A guy, the guys, right?
Yes. Because like we had those conversations, we were talking very randomly. So this guy actually opened up. So when I came back, of course, then I was very active on Facebook. So I made a couple of posts, and she also made some posts because we needed money for these people. Yeah. If it's today that we get the money there, we are waiting for it. That's one. But the second bit was that I didn't want to make the post so specific to the event. So I made a post about the fact that I feel the conversation about abuse of men, like we've not really treated it well in our society. And even in our laws, when you read like rape and all of that, it's more tilted towards women. So at that time, when I hadn't started law, so I just went to read small bit. But I made that post, and my dear, the comment from guys, like which boy will say that he didn't enjoy it? And see, I bet you, like that was the day that like I said, okay, if I want to help boys, I'll help my brothers. Like that was how bad it was. That why are we looking for money for boys? Like
I really wish we had a man in this conversation.
Why can't they go and look for the money? Like why are we the women trying to help the men?
Okay, now I get the angle you're coming from.
Right. So when you made the example, I'm like, why can't men also help themselves? Is it that you figured things out yourself and you want people to, like, you want your fellow male to also go through the same struggle? Because for me, I have women. I mean, I didn't talk so much about some of my mentors, but I have a lot of female mentors. Like, there are people that when I want to do something, I'll just reach out and then they'll be like, okay, you can call me at this time. We'll have a whole like 2-hour call just discussing what I want to do. When I was working on my books and all of that, there are people, females that I reached out to that helped me. Why don't we have, I mean, I know that there are some men that are trying to, but it's not
don't you think much. It's a thing about society. You know, in our society we've been I don't know how to put it. We've been taught to know that men are strong. I don't know where that thing came from, whether it was from the men or from the women, but it's like, okay, men are strong, men are, you know, and so even if a man is going through a particular situation, I don't know whether it's as a result of just because maybe society will see you as weak, or it's pride on the part of the men that they wouldn't want to come out and say that, okay, this is what's happening. I feel like it's a two-way thing, because there could be really, because even in Tree we have something called bemensu, right, which means that men don't cry. So no matter what you are going through as a man, you're supposed to shut up and just deal with it, which really isn't the way to go.
The point is that we in our society, we have only looked at emotions as the negative sides of it, and only the parts where we see women show, right? Okay. And we say crying, it should be a woman that's crying. Weakness, woman. But men also are very emotional. Yeah. But we teach men to show their emotions in a way that sometimes doesn't help. You see the World War, for instance, there was a time I was finally talking to one of my friends and I told him that, do you know that men, you are very emotional? Like, who told you to go and fight?
Why they don't go? Who goes?
No, it's because they are emotional. That's the point I'm trying to make. Men are also emotional. It is just that they show their emotion in a different kind of way. They haven't learned how to express it in weakness and all that, because we have said, men, be strong. Men, strength is an emotion. Yeah. Being weak is an emotion. Being angry is an emotion. Being soft is an emotion. And we only look at, if we say women are emotional, we always talk about the softness. Yeah. But when a woman gets angry, it's like, why are you being like a man? But it's also an emotion, right? So it's because we see certain emotions as male and female. That's why I was talking about biology. If we want to say that childbirth, for instance, I won't want to sit here and say, okay, then men should also give birth. No, it's biology. We can't do anything about it. But emotions, something that is chemicals in your body, you don't have any control over it, right? Yeah. If someone does something to you and you know that this thing has pained you, that's not the time where you want to say, yeah, a man, so be hard. And I mean, recently there have been a lot of conversations about suicide and all of that, and people saying that, I mean, there's data to back that it's actually a lot of men that commit suicide. I think the World Health Organization or UNICEF, one of them published a report to say that men are actually more prone to commit suicide. And I was like, it's true, because the times where you need to show that something is paining you, society says be strong. Yeah. The time where someone has hurt you and maybe you are angry, but probably there's a better way to go about it. You feel like anger is a male emotion. So maybe I've hurt you and you know that you're angry at it, but for a woman who say that, oh, someone has hit you back. What did you do for him to hit you? But a man, someone has hit you, hit her back.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily about whether Bema soon or Bema should soon. It's about whichever situation you are in, be a human being. As a human being, you feel everything. When someone pinches you, you don't say that because you're a man, I feel the pinch differently. We all feel it.
Yeah.
So as human, whatever feeling it is you have, you express it. I mean, of course, you need to know where you express your feelings and all of that. There are men that sometimes say, oh, me, I don't cry in front of when I go home. Fine. But just make sure you express it. Because, and you need to get to a place. And I always tell my brothers that, me, when you need something and you come to me and you ask me for it, it's not that because you've asked me and boy, need to know, and then I'll give it to you. So my brother, sometimes when you need data, I'll ask you, what are you using it for? Why have you finished that 1 gigabytes within a day? What did you do? Then, oh, I watched anime. I did this. Okay, fine. Then if I am convinced with your reason, I can give it to you. But there are some guys too that once they ask, they get it. So once they get to a space where they are not getting what they are asking for, then it's like, why is Belinda not giving it to me? Because my sister would have, right? So it's a balance of we, like men, understanding that, okay, this is how I've been raised. This is how the society says men should be. But as a human being, is this right? You see, we need to question some of these things.
True.
We need to, and it's the questioning that we are not doing that is allowing us to like live our lives in a way that fits a certain generation which is not ours. Yeah.
That's a very valid point. So away from the men and women, I think I want us to also talk about how there's body shaming going around. So just a couple of minutes ago, a friend mentioned that there's a video trend on social media about a teacher whose student called her ugly.
Right.
And there's been people who have been depressed because maybe their classmates or somebody, even family, aunties and uncles, and they're like, you are too smallish, or you are too fat, or you are too this, or you are too slim.
Eat.
And
where does the food you eat go to?
Like, why would people ask? I really don't understand why people even ask the questions. Like, the food you eat, where does it go to? And when I was, I think in class 5, my teacher, I used to suffer from, how do I put it? There's a word, I'm low self-esteem. And I strongly believe if it stemmed out of that situation that happened. My teacher looked at me and was like, my tie is like his one hand. And he's like, he basically was trying to say that I'm too smallish and all those things. And since he told me that, I don't know, but I think I discovered it a couple of years back when I was trying to, discover myself and all those things. I realized that statement he made really affected me. I became so called up, and already I'm an ambivert, so it means that I can be both extroverted and introverted. But since he said that, it was like I'm always trying to
be more introvert.
And it's happening all over in schools. Teachers making silly comments about students, about their body sizes and shapes and all of that. Where did these things come from, and what can we do as a society? Do we really have to comment? If you see somebody, they've gained weight, they've lost weight, do you really have to say something about it?
I used to tell one of my friends that if you come to me and tell me that I'm slim, I'll ask you for money. So that I'll buy food to eat to gain weight. Because I've been at a point in my life where, protein shake. When I was in pharmacy school, something happened and I lost weight drastically. Like when I was entering university, my first degree pharmacy school, I was like 60 something kg. Okay. I've not been able to reach that again. Right now, I'm sure I'm like 40 something. Wow. Right. And around the time I started losing weight, I was like people will pass very funny comments. Somebody will say, hey, why do you have HIV? Yes, like
For
you would
real?
hear very, very hurtful things, and I'm like, I mean, there are also people that are slim and tall. Like, there are people that are, maybe you that are asking me, you are fat, right? But I'm not saying it because it's not in my place to say it.
Yeah.
Right? You have a mirror. Obviously, you wear your clothes, you see it, right? So you are not, if you can't do anything about somebody's body, don't say anything about it, because you don't know what is happening. There are people that have conditions that do not make them, like, they don't have adipose tissues. So that's what I say. That's me. My adipose tissues are small, so I can't hold fat.
Yeah.
So mostly I'll just say that as a joke and then pass. But there are people that, for me, it doesn't get to me that much, because I know that I've been big before. Like when I was in high school, I had a belly. Like that's how bad it. And I didn't like it. So right now that I've lost it, like for me, it is success for me. Like I'm proud of myself. Even though what led to the weight loss, I'm not happy about it, but I'm happy that I've lost it. Right? Yeah. You too, you see me and you're complaining that I'm slim. For me, it doesn't get to me. But there are people that, like, it's something that they are struggling with. Like, there are people that look in the mirror and they are not happy with themselves. Me, I start looking and I give myself high five. I don't know why, but I do that sometimes. Like, because I look at it like, they go. Because when I was small, they used to, there's this, I used to suck on my lower lip. Okay. So I have a longer, I know you've not noticed it, but I do. Like, my lower lip is longer. So some they'll be like, one fancy. One no show do acid, like people used to say it. So those times, like, you'll be asking me something in class, because I didn't want to show it, right? But when I grew up, I'm like, people are doing surgeries to make their lips. Yeah. And I'm like, something that God has given it to me for free, and I'm sad about it, right? Because I didn't even like to show up. Yeah. When I take pictures, I don't like it to be like this, because I feel like you would see the length. I'm being very honest. Yes, because when I do like this, you would see it show. So I always like to show my face like this. I don't like side shots and all of that, like in the beginning. But now I don't care. Like, if you like, come and snap wherever. I'm very okay with it. But the point is that people like to give unsolicited opinions about things they don't have control over. Yeah. Let's say for me, if I meet you and you are my friend, and I realize that, maybe you're always eating, let's say, junk food, for instance, and you are gaining weight, there's a way to say it. Yes. But let's say you meet someone randomly. Maybe you sit in a car, then someone has, like, flesh, then all of a sudden, hey, Oboshi, then you are saying, maybe this person is trying. I know I have a friend that is trying so much to lose weight, and see, she starves herself, but it's still not going. Okay. So if you meet someone like that and you say they are big, the person is already struggling with herself, right? So we need to learn how to sometimes shut up, right? Keep quiet. When you see something, you don't have control over it. My friend like this, there was a time she came back and then she was like, hey, today she met one of her mates from high school, and then she was like, hey, also, like, how the way you were big in SHS, you are still big like that. And I'm like, the next time, tell the person to give you money to go to Turkey so that you go and do. Yes. Honestly, simple. Like, if you have a problem with my weight, me, I see it too. I'm finding a way around it. I've not asked you for help, and you think you've seen it. Give me money so that I'll go. Because honestly speaking, and people need to understand that your standard of beauty is not like universal. You don't have to say that, okay, because you think somebody being nice is having curves and all of that. Everybody and what they see as nice, what they see as a perfect body shape. There are people that are okay having their backs flat. There are those that want it to be big. Everybody and the way they want to see it. You as a person, now if you are married to somebody and you think maybe your wife is getting weight and all of that, maybe after childbirth and all of that, oh babe, I've signed up for gym for us, so from next week we are going, something like that, so it doesn't feel like you are attacking the person, because especially for women that give birth and gain weight, it's not their fault that they did, right? So if you make it sound like it's their fault that they gained weight, then that's where we will say you're shaming the person, because of course I have no control over it.
Yeah.
But then I can work at being fit. And funny enough, there are even people that are slim like myself that are not fit.
Yeah.
The bigger people sometimes are fit.
True.
There's something in, when you go to hospital, they check your height and your weight. There's something called BMI. So your body mass index. I'm currently underweight. But someone will see me and think,
yeah,
I'm healthy, I'm fit. But my weight and my height, it doesn't match, right? When we look at my BMI, it's less. So for my age and everything, I need to be a bit bigger, right? But there are people that are also tall and have flesh, that they have a perfect BMI, but you see them and think they are not healthy. So even fitness, because some people look at people being big as they not being fit, but it doesn't really, that's not what we use to define it. If you are not a health person that has checked their BMI also, you can also shut up.
We really need to learn, like you said, sometimes you don't, it's not every time that you just have to say something. Everything that comes to your mind, you want to open your mouth and say it. We need to, have some bit of self-control. So I think the last thing I want us to talk about is the marriage bits. Friends and family who are married and like, go and marry. When are you getting married? Anytime you are married and you see your friend who is not married, when are you getting married? Please. What do you have to say about that?
My friends that are married don't tell me that, because they know that if they try. Honestly speaking, my friends that are married don't tell me that. Because they know that, number one, me, you say 1, I'll say 20. Like, whatever you say, I'll have a response for it, because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's not that maybe, I said in the beginning that if I meet somebody, and this is both biblical and cultural. So in the cultural setting, you marry a man, like the man will come and pay bride price, So it's like they are transferring, the father is transferring ownership, that kind of mindset. And then secondly, in the Bible, where it says the man has to love the wife as Christ loved the church, the man being the head, so and so. All of that part shows that you see the way Christ loved the church. If you're a man that I don't see that in, I'm not getting married. So for my friends, they know that. But you see, sometimes some people think it's from a good place, that, or maybe you've not noticed it. Our friends, please, we've noticed it.
How do I notice that I'm not married, please? How do I notice that I'm not married?
We know we are not married, we know. And it's not that we are just them. Somebody has come and the person is proper and we've not.
Please,
you see.
louder,
It's
please.
not that. If the person, he has come, if he is good and correct, you see me, and then I'll be walking the aisle and I'll be singing.
Exactly.
I feel that it's because society has put like an age, like a timeline to some of these things. Some months ago, there was this whole argument on Facebook where somebody said, you the woman, we are coming to you and you are not minding us. Very soon you'll be 35. And someone was like, you people just moved the age. Because in the past, it used to be 30. Now it's 35. Very soon it will be 40. Like, you people should stay at one place and stop confusing tender. You see, stay there if it's 30. And it's because we've put that timeline. So our friends feel that, you're getting to 30. I have a year to 30, right? So, hey, you're damn, yeah. We know your age. Why are you not? But if somebody has come and he's good enough, it's like the way I wanted to do law and I went. What if I went and then the law was not treating me, or would I stay there? So if someone comes and we feel that we are married ones, I'm speaking on our behalf. Somebody has come and the person was good enough for us, we would have married. So there's a reason why we are single. And we don't need you to keep reminding us. All we need is for you to encourage us to keep doing our best in our life, you see, so that when a man comes and he sees that Belinda has $30,000 in her investment account and a lot of money, and I mean she has influence and all of that, you know that you are marrying somebody that is bringing substance, right? And it's not just you coming to carry the entire burden of like raising a home and all of that. So honestly speaking, me they don't my friends, you are very good, because nobody, you can't come and pressure me.
Oh my God, okay.
I will pressure you.
So this is where we end our conversation. This has been a very interesting conversation, and I do hope that our lovely audience, you enjoyed this conversation as well. Maybe we'll have her again, but this time around, I think we'll bring some men in here so that we will see how that conversation goes. Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Odamia, for joining us for the second time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you, our lovely audience. We'll see you in our next episode. Bye.